Hi. In part 5, I deal with the separation of church and state. What then is the separation of church and state, and does it exist in the American Constitution? On adoption of the American Constitution in 1789, fear came that the national government would either interfere with established religions or create a national church like what had previously happened in England. The many federal states petitioned the first Congress to include an amendment to the Constitution prohibiting the national government from funding a single Christian denomination or favor it with legal action. The Enlightenment believers interpreted this to mean that the newly founded nation would be shielded from Christian extremism that had taken hold of politics in Europe. The Enlightenment age was one of reason and free thought, void of any religious belief. On the flip side, the pilgrim Christians who had fled religious persecution at the hands of the British Monarchy viewed such a petition as a necessary safeguard to preventing the state from meddling in religious liberties, hence the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The real objective of the First Amendment was to prohibit the establishment of a national religion where one religious sect or denomination might obtain preeminence over others. The phrase separation of church and state is not in the United States Constitution, yet it is widely believed to be so by many Americans today. It has been mistaken for the First Amendment. President Thomas Jefferson first coined this metaphor or phrase, the war of separation of church and state, in his letter to avert some specific demands from the Danbury Baptists on January 1st, 1802, with regard to the First Amendment. His purpose in this letter was to tone down the fears of the Danbury, Connecticut Baptists, so he told them that this wall had been erected to protect them. While for administrative purposes, the church and the state should be run as separate institutions, there should not be a wall of separation between Christian values and the state. The church as an institution should not run the state and vice versa. This concept is not biblical. However, individual Christians have both the biblical and constitutional right to participate in the governance of their nations. Be blessed.